Kadosh, Boker Or. I wanted to share with you something very interesting that we see in this week's parasha. It says, "Vayishtachu Yisrael ar Rosh Hamitah." Yaakov Avinu is sick. He's already in Egypt, though he's already in Mitzrayim. His son is Yosef HaTzadik is coming to visit him. "Vayishtachu Yisrael ar Rosh Hamitah." Says Rashi, "Hapach atzmo letzad haShekhinah." He comes and he turns himself towards the Shekhinah. And from here we see that the Shekhinah lemala min ha'ashotav shel choleh. The Shekhinah is on top of the head, right, of the choleh. He's on top of the head of a sick person. Yeah? So what does that mean exactly? Why is it? So they actually bring it from a pasuk. The pasuk actually says, right? The pasuk says whether it's going to be eshkon ve'teker v'shvar ruach. So they want to come and say, right, Hashem Yisadenu let us divide. That's the real pasuk that the Gemara says in Masechet Shabbat, right? But basically in Shabbat Yud. But basically he says, since the person that's sick, he's humbled. So since he's humbled, so the Shekhinah is there with him, right? But the Bach comes and he says, how do you learn it from the pasuk Hashem Yisadenu let us divide? He says, how do we learn that? From Yaakov Avinu they learned that the Shekhinah is on top of his head, right? So he says that's the reason why. He says why? HaKadosh Baruch Hu visits sick people. Because just like by Avraham Avinu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu came to visit him, and we learned that if HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes to visit a sick person, you should also visit a sick person. So therefore he says, that's how we know that Hashem is visiting a sick person. So Hashem is there. Hashem is there. Okay, and the Gemara Nedarim actually learned it from that pasuk of Hashem Yisadenu Devai, and that's what the Gemara also brings down. So therefore, when a person comes to visit a sick person, he shouldn't just quote the Shekhinah is there. Right? And a person should be mamash like with the fear. Why? The Shekhinah is actually there. And when you actually ask for refuah shlema, you could ask it in any language that you want. And you could even do it without even mentioning his name. And the reason why is because usually when you do a mishaberach, you have to actually say the person's name. But when a person's right in front of you, you don't have to say that. You don't have to say the name. How do you know that? We learned from Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu said, El na refa na la. Hashem, you should cure her. Who's her? Miriam Neviah, when she got the leprosy, when she spoke Lashon Hara against her brother. But why? He was right in front of her. When you're right in front of the sick person, since the Shekhinah is there, you don't have to mention the name. Just you should give them a refuah shlema. But you could also pray in any language. Why in any language? Because usually you should always pray in a Bet Knesset, right? Or you should pray in Lashon HaKodesh. Here you could pray in any language, but Hashem is there. Usually when you pray in a Bet Knesset or in a synagogue or you're praying, you need the malachim to bring up the tefillot to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Here, since you're praying right in front of the Shekhinah, you could pray in any type of language that you want, and there's no problem whatsoever. So because of that, if we already know now that we don't even need any type of intermediaries, a malachei asharet or malachim or angels or whatever to bring up our tefillot, and the Shekhinah is there, you find that there's actually a segula to pray right there. And he says, here he brings down a rabbi, right, that he heard the Chafetz Chaim used to use that opportunity to actually come and to actually pray. Meaning, if he would already go and pray and visit a sick person, he would pray for whatever he wanted, right then and there. Why? Because it's a makom, it's a place where the Shekhinah is there, and therefore it's going to be a good place for the tefillot to be answered. Why? Because a sick person is there. So this is the importance of what we're learning, right? The entire concept of right, this, doing Bikur Cholim, the mitzvah of Bikur Cholim, we have to pray for them. Remember, the Ramban says that if a person goes to do Bikur Cholim, to visit a sick person, he doesn't actually come and pray for the sick person to become better, he did not fulfill the mitzvah of Bikur Cholim. He didn't fulfill the mitzvah. You go, you pray for them. You're supposed to pray for them, right? You have to help them out. You pray for them. You bring up their morale. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And that is the mitzvah of Bikur Cholim. B'ezrat Hashem, I just hope that we're able to internalize this message that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should send a refuah shlema to all Cholei Amo Yisrael. Amen.